Whatever we can conceive and believe, we will achieve.
Businesses are created by people for the benefit of other people. And so we need to understand human psychology, both our psychology and the psychology of the people we interact with, relate to.
Hard work alone is definitely not enough. You have to work hard, but you also have to work smart.
How are you going to create value that someone else in the world wants or needs?
Honestly, just keep trying and don't be afraid to fail. I think that's so important.
Bank account and calendar.
Yeah.
It does not lie.
Like, we can understand what we should do, we just don't do it. And I think that's why we are so much better at giving advice than we are at following it.
It's not how much you get paid for your hour, it's what do you think you're worth? Nobody's gonna get paid a penny more than they think they're worth. See, if you think you're worth 1,000, but you're only getting paid 100, then you're gonna start thinking about your time differently, where you'll say no to things that don't even look remotely close to a $200, maybe a $300 an hour opportunity. You see, most people spend time to save money. I encourage them to spend money to save time. So I think that you have to start with the belief you're worthy, but then you gotta back it up by action, right? Like just being somebody that shows up, that honors their word, right? Be impeccable with your language. Second would be skills. Like what skill do you currently have that's creating value, and is there a way to upgrade that skill, right? Marketing, sales, etc. And then the third part, I think, is belief systems. So think about like limiting beliefs is like, well, I can't do this, I've never done this before.
They're trying to find the perfect thing to do when they haven't done anything. So how would you have perspective to make a judgment?
All the most successful people I've ever met are all winging it. They're all literally just working incredibly hard, and they're just giving it their best shot.
Any massive company that you know of has existed for multiple decades. And in order for something to exist for multiple decades, the founder has to stay focused on that thing for the whole time.
Every successful person in sport, in business, whatever, whether they've started a business or not, every single one of them has failed time and time and time again.
It doesn't matter how much money you have, 100,000 or 100 million. If money is the primary decision, you make a decision, you're a prisoner.
I think we've got an obligation to do great work. We're only here for a short time, not a long time. And we've got the faculties and the ability to do great work. I think we should.
Can you decide right now to see opportunity? It's there.
Yes.
It's right there.
I think it's so important for people to remember that they're the creators of their lives instead of the victim of their lives, right? So the victim is saying, I'm feeling this way because that person or that circumstance, or I don't have any money, is causing me to feel this way. This is my relationship with money. What that really means is I'm using my lack to reaffirm my dependency, my addiction, my conditioning. That's my relationship with money, is that I put my attention on money because I don't have it.
Richness isn't a function of money. Money's part of it. But it's, when I think of money, all money really is energy and movement. And we don't circulate money particularly well in this world or in this country. It gets accumulated. And when things get accumulated, energy stops moving.
Your subconscious mind, it's both genetic and environmental, that's controlling your behavior. It's because you're programmed to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
And until you change the program, nothing's going to change.
It's you can wake up and you can decide that the world has scarcity and negativity and lack, and you will find evidence of that. Or you wake up and you decide that the world is abundant and there's positivity and there is so much opportunity around me, and my job is to just keep my eyes open for the rest of the day and not let, because your frequency, your energy is what you frequently see.
It's not about wealth, it's who you become.
Most people are just a little short of money, but you are born rich in potential.
That's whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, regardless of how many times you may have failed in the past or how lofty your aims and hopes may be.
Having a new iPhone, having a new watch, having an increased bank account may give me peripheral satisfaction, but deep emotional meaning is usually not going to be there.
Whatever we can conceive and believe, we will achieve.
For most people, what they do is exterior driven. It's driven by what we think others think we should have. It's not what we think we should have.
we're allowing our environment to influence the way we feel and the way we think. Isn't that what victimization is? And the stronger the emotion we have to our lack, the more we put our attention on the fact that we don't have it, right?
Yeah.
And so then the person has forgotten that they're creating reality, because what they're creating is lack. And they're creating more of it.
If you let the outside world control you, you're toast. Because when anything goes wrong, it's in control.
If you think about people having the things they want in their life, when they create from lack and separation, it's the experience in three-dimensional reality that produces the emotion, and the emotion is saying, let's feel and experience this thing that you've been in lack and separation from, and that emotion then takes away the lack or separation. But you've worked really hard to get it, okay? Nothing wrong with that. Is there another way to do it?
Yes.
Okay, so the person who's living in lack is waiting for their wealth to feel abundant. They're waiting for their success to feel empowered. They're waiting for their healing to feel gratitude. They're waiting for their new relationship to feel love. They're waiting for their mystical experience to feel awe. That's the Newtonian model of reality, of cause and effect. Waiting for that event to happen to take away this separation or lack. Nothing wrong with it. It's the way most people create. But what we've discovered is actually something else. The moment you feel gratitude, your healing begins. The moment you feel worthy and abundant, you're generating wealth. The moment you're empowered, you are moving towards your success. The moment you're in love with yourself and you're in love with life, you'll create an equal. The moment you are in awe of life, you're going to have a mystical experience. And so that's causing an effect, right?
We have a poverty of meaning, particularly in the Western world, that is driven by rampant consumerism, thinking that we're going to replace this whole. And if people can stop and think about what's meaningful to them, why am I alive? What can I be doing that will bring inherent meaning to who I am and why I'm here? That makes a big difference.
Why is it people that seem to work, some people that work extremely hard don't make that much money?
They're working hard on the work. They're not working hard on themselves.
A true rags to riches story, Dan transformed his life to what many dreamed to be.
I made my first million at 27, multimillionaire at 28, and it wasn't until I was 36 I allowed myself to buy a McLaren.
A sought-after business coach, angel investor, and serial entrepreneur, Dan uses his massive social media platform to teach people the rules he wishes he knew before getting into the entrepreneurial industry.
It doesn't matter how much money you have, 100,000 or 100 million. If money is the primary decision, you make a decision, you're a prisoner.
He shares his wisdom so others can learn from his mistakes and become stronger, better entrepreneurs. The question is, how did he do it?
Bank account and calendar. Yeah. It does not lie.
In this video, we'll break down Dan's 5 game-changing rules that could shift how you think about money, time, and success forever.
The 3 things that I would say that people who've created wealth, and when I think wealth, I think of like time and just like the freedom, is first off is they understand the value of their time. So, and when we think about the value of the time, it's not how much you get paid for your hour, it's what do you think you're worth. So what I learned a long time ago is nobody's gonna get paid a penny more than they think they're worth. See, if you think you're worth 1,000, but you're only getting paid 100, then you're gonna start thinking about your time differently, where you'll say no to things that don't even look remotely close to a $200, maybe a $300 an hour opportunity. You see, most people spend time to save money. I encourage them to spend money to save time.
Rule number 1, buy back your time. Dan believes time is your most valuable currency. Think about it. How often do you get caught up in tasks someone else could do? Outsourcing, delegating, or even automating frees you up to do what actually needs your attention.
The only ways we can create wealth is by making that hour worth more. But the second part is increasing your value. So if you think you're worth 1,000, but you're only charging 100 or people aren't willing to pay you more than that, then you can say, well, how can I become more valuable? For me, the 3 areas I always look at is the character traits that I have, right? Like, you're not valuable if you're not somebody that can deliver on the commitments you've made. So I think that you have to start with the belief you're worthy, but then you got to back it up by action, right? Like just being somebody that shows up, that honors their word, right? Be impeccable with your language. Second would be skills. Like what skill do you currently have that's creating value, and is there a way to upgrade that skill, right? Marketing, sales, etc. And then the third part, I think, is belief systems. So think about like limiting beliefs is like, well, I can't do this. I've never done this before. And I know the person has those beliefs if I hear the language. And you know what I'm talking about. This language like could, should, it'd be nice.
All right, want to, yeah.
Yeah, that language has the expectation of failure built into it. So that's the limitation beliefs. And then on the other side of the coin of the outcome is the negative beliefs. So what's the negative beliefs that keeps people broke? The rich people are evil. There's no chance you're gonna wake up to try to be rich if you believe rich people are evil. For the goal, if you think the outcome is negative. So until we work through those beliefs, and that's what I call self-sabotage. The biggest work I do with entrepreneurs is understanding what are the unconscious beliefs they have that are literally self-sabotaging their progress to winning.
Rule number 2. What do you think you're worth? Your time is your most valuable asset. If you don't put a price on it, someone else will, and it'll never reflect its true value. As Dan explains, to grow wealth and live on your terms, you must understand what your skills, knowledge, and experience are truly worth, then set boundaries and charge accordingly. Your skills are your ultimate leverage. Sharpen them, and you'll see exponential returns. If you are finding that people aren't paying you what you think you're worth, you need to find ways to either improve and grow or remove yourself from the environment that hinders you. Remember, undervaluing yourself isn't humility, it's self-sabotage.
Think about it. Money is an amplifier. That's it. It's not good or bad. It's like a fork. A fork can be used to hurt somebody. It can be used to nourish somebody. It's a tool. That's it. So some people buy the Rolex because they're trying to fill a hole that says, I'm not enough. Maybe this will make me feel worthy of that affection. Other people get it because they understand the history, and from an engineering point of view and a story, maybe if their grandfather had one, they want to wear it as a reminder of that. Or, and it could be like, this is the cool part, is that it's not necessarily the thing, it's the story behind the thing.
Rule number 3, aim to inspire, not show off. The goal isn't to prove you're the best. It's to show others they can be their best. When you lead with humility and share your wins as lessons, not trophies, you empower others to grow. Showing off might grab attention, but inspiring others creates a legacy. Dan isn't the only popular entrepreneur with this belief. Other creators such as Gary Vee, Alex Hormozi, and Lewis Howes all believe that the reason to get rich isn't to flaunt your fancy cars, homes, or dream vacations. It's to help inspire others to reach their full potential and stop living small in fear of being noticed. Remember, it's not about being admired, it's about being a catalyst for change.
When people literally say like, well, I don't want more because I might make, if I'm wealthy or rich, my sister might be upset with me. Talk to me about that. Well, last time I got a raise and I told her, all of a sudden she didn't talk to me for 3 weeks because she thought I was better than her. That's interesting. Let's talk about that. So I always go to 3 questions when this stuff comes up. Is number 1, is it true? Comma, is it really true? Is there a scenario where that's not true? And for most people, if I say, is it really true? They're like, well, no, it's not really true. It's like, cool, let's start there. Second question is, what would need to be true for that not to be true? Because that's another great question. It's like, well, I don't want to pay taxes. Like, perfect. So what if you had a tax expert that specialized in making sure that you didn't pay a penny more to the government you had to? Would that solve the problem? It's not about overcoming that they don't believe it anymore. It's resolving the belief, right? Because again, people don't want to grow if they have a negative belief of achievement. So once we resolve that, then we move it forward. Now, the third question is, how old is that belief? It's not what you make, it's what you spend. Okay, which is good advice. On the surface, it's not what you make, it's what you spend. So you could make $1 million a year, but if you spend $1.1 million, then you're no worse off than somebody that didn't make any money. And the challenge, if you understand business, is that it requires an investment. And what happens if you make good investments, you get a return on that investment. And if you get really good in business, then the more investments you make. Like when I ask somebody, like, how much do you pay for a customer? Well, I pay $10 a customer. How much is that customer worth to you? $100. How quick do you get that $100? Within the first month. How many $10 bills do you want to trade for a $100 bill? So what's your marketing budget? But originally they'll say, well, my budget's $10,000 a month. I go, no, it's unlimited to the degree that you get that $100 bill for every 10 that you put in. Because the real value in a lot of businesses, yes, it's the profit, but even more importantly, it's what's the business worth to somebody else.
Rule number 4, rewrite your money story. Money isn't the problem. Your story about it might be. If you've been taught that wealth is out of reach or that it's wrong to want more, it's time to challenge those beliefs. Money is simply a resource, a reflection of the value you create in the world. Dan makes it a point to shift his client's mindset of scarcity to one of possibility. By hoarding it and being scared to use it to create and invest, you may actually be harming yourself more than you realize. If you can change your perspective, you'll change your financial future.
Step one is understanding you are 100% accountable for your life and nobody's coming to save you. So I think that's the first habit, is just that negative belief around blaming other people. The other one is the habit of not investing in their skills. They're working hard on the work. They're not working hard on themselves. They got to find out, what does the market value? Right? What does your boss value? If you've never talked to your boss or never talked to your customers and say, here's what I'm doing for you today, what could I do that you would find more valuable, that I should consider learning how to do?
Yes.
That conversation then you're missing the boat. The third habit, I would say, is they don't understand money.
They don't have the knowledge about what
They have
money
bad
is.
habits, right? They're wasteful. They don't spend. It's literally that habit of, like, show me your bank account and I'll show you your money beliefs.
Power follows the blame finger. So like wherever you point the blame finger is where the power follows. And so it's like, if you point it at the government has the power. If you point it at your spouse and say, like, it's their fault that I'm not in shape, it's their fault, they never let me do anything, it's like, well, you're giving them all the power. And so it's like, until you're like, it's my fault, it also becomes my responsibility. What is?
What if it's not your fault?
It doesn't matter. And? Because the first step is accepting that you suck so that you can do the second step, which is doing something about it. If you can't define the inputs and outputs that are going to get you what you want, then there's no way to start, right? Because you don't know what you're supposed to do. So you have to define it down to like the most basic first action. So it's like, if I want to start creating content, then it means I have to post something. If it means I have to start doing cold call, cold email, cold DM, whatever that is, I have to make a piece of content, I have to post it, I have to make a podcast, I have to make a YouTube video, I have to make a short, whatever that is, make a blog post. Now, once you know what that input output is, the next one is, why aren't you doing it, right? And so I think a lot of people are looking for something that is very hard to find. And then they attribute their lack of success or lack of action because they don't have passion or motivation. They're trying to find the perfect thing to do when they haven't done anything. So how would you have perspective to make a judgment? Like, if you try a lot of things in the beginning, which you have to know what your inputs, outputs are, decrease your action threshold enough with either a cheese or a cat, whatever you need, to start running towards something. And I've lived my life through a series of rapid iterations, not trying to pick the right thing. Every position has advantages and disadvantages. And a lot of people look at the really big guys and they're like, man, they'll look at me, they're like, must be easy for Alex, right? And I remember when we had gym launch and we had a very big company, I would tell the guys who are coming up, I was like, if you're trying to compete against me, I was like, you have advantages. I was like, if you're on a sales call, you're like, listen, you're just a number to Alex. You're never going to talk to Alex, right? Here with me, you're going to get my attention. I'm the one, right? I was like, that's how you're going to throw stones at me. I was like, but on the flip side, if it's me marketing to the masses, I'm going to be like, this kid's in his mom's basement. He has no idea what he's doing. He's been in business for 12 months. And of course he has no idea. Like, wouldn't you want somebody who has thousands of success stories behind it because we've made a system? Like, both sides have advantages. And so what happens is people are in this small position where they're more nimble, they can give more personalized attention to people, etc. And they see it as a pure disadvantage. And so you can flip the fact that you have nothing going for you with you have nothing to lose. And that means that you can take lots of risks very quickly and end up in the exact same position you are, which is nothing. And so if you eliminate downside, it should decrease your action threshold, meaning you should be able to do more things faster rather than do fewer things because you don't have a great life or things going for you. And so I think if people flip that, a lot more people would take action because they actually realize the advantage of their position.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one.
I think most people have the potential to be exceptional, and because most people are peculiar in their own way. They just stifle that because they want to be accepted by most people, but in so doing, never accomplish what they want to do because they conform. And so, like, if there's probably a lot of things about the world or even your world around you that you're like, this never made sense to me. but then you do it anyways. And I think that a lot of innovation and a lot of what makes people exceptional is feeling, thinking that thought or seeing that thing and then being like, I don't think I'm going to follow that rule anymore.